everybody, welcome back to Dig 84. So, I'm now going to take you on a little journey and show you some of the ponds that I've done. So I'm just going to drive you around, I don't know, 3 or 4 of the ponds and just show you around them. Like I say, explaining really the reason behind them and why they're being done. Some of them are like ornamental, some of them are built in there for a reason. But right, let's get to the first one and we'll go from there. Right, so I'll bring you to this first one. This first one, we had issues out here on this grass where it kept flooding. Kept flooding out here, and that kept flooding out on the field as well. So the whole idea to this one, believe it or not, it's nothing special. It's a tiny little pond, but it was just to take the water away from the fields. When I dug it, I found a big land drain under there. So what we done, I can't find where it is. There is a standpipe in that grass there. There's a standpipe, so that is the level, and that drops into the land drain and goes away. But he wants to leave this one as a natural pond, so I literally cleared it out, and look at it now. It's all grown up 2 years later. It's shallow in the middle there, probably 2.5 foot deep. Not very deep at all, but it's a tiny little pond. It isn't massive, but it's a lovely little size just to take the water off. Oh, and a muntjac goes running off over the back there. So yeah, so this is a natural drain off for a field and a natural pond. And looking at all the grasses in there and the wildlife and that around it, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So it's lovely. But right, I'll take you to also, because I've done another, when I was here doing this pond, I've done another 3 for him. It's what I call the 3 pond chain. So I'll take you to look at the 3 pond chain. Now that is something special. So I'll take you over there and see what you think of that one. Now, without being big-headed, and I don't mean to sound big-headed, but I'll see if I can find any pictures of before, but after, I'm telling you now, just listen. Apart from the noise of the race cars and everything else, because there's a racetrack up there, the little songbirds that are floating around here and everything else is just, honestly, it has worked so well down here. Now, before I show you, I might insert a picture or a bit of video footage of before if I can. When I first came down here, I was shocked. He said I think there's a pond in here somewhere, and I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, there's a puddle there, look, there should be a pond. I'm like, you sure there should be a pond? He's like, yeah. I'm like, no, I don't think there is. I think it's all just covered in trees. And it was literally mattered with willow trees. You couldn't see nothing. But now I will show you. Well, I'll show you what I can. I forgot to bring a drone with me like a prat. But now, that's the main pond. There's another pond I'll take you for a walk over there, but that pond is connected to this pond, which then connects into that pond there. I'll take you to the little one first, and we'll walk up to the last pond. So we'll go to where it all comes down into the ditch and disappears, and then I'll take you to the middle pond, and I'll take you to where it all starts. So this is what they call pingo ponds. Right, they were formed in the last glacial that we had up here, which was thousands and thousands of years ago. So he didn't want nothing, no material brought in, like he didn't want any wood put down for dams or anything like that. He wanted everything natural, so it just looked like a natural habitat. That's the ditch where it needs clearing out again, because obviously it's winter time, all the leaves are drop filled up. This is the first pond. Doesn't look nothing special, but this is literally just a little holding pond, just to take the amount of water, sit it in here and get it gone. Believe it or not, in there, in the centre, is about 8 foot deep of water. I can look down in there, I can probably see 2.5 foot down, so the water is fairly clean. It is then connected via this ditch here. Now, when I've got a big job to do out the back. All that woodland you see out the back there is full of pingo ponds and everything else in there. Now, I've got to come here next week on Wednesday with a digger. We've got to go round the boundary of it. There's about 60 acres in there. I've got to go round the boundary of that, clearing the fence line so we can put a new fence up. Also, I've got to clear out 2 pingo ponds for Natural England. They want me to do that, so then we can crack on with that. But like I say, this pond is connected via this ditch. So when I come back here on Wednesday, I've just got to quickly nip out this bit of thorn and bit of ash that's gone over. So, see where the deer have been coming through. But this pond here, and I've got to take that branch out there as well, because that's obviously come off that ash tree. But this pond here is absolutely stunning. Well, I think it is anyway. You've got a nice shelf that comes down in there, all your reeds grow up. You've got the spur that comes out here, which really gradually takes you to the water's edge. Which I'm now going to look at all the, you won't be able to see it. That's full of water boatmen and all sorts in there. Crystal clear. Doesn't look it, but it is. Now, I don't know if you agree, but I think that is stunning. That is really stunning. What I shall have to do is I shall have to get the drone. When I come back Wednesday, I'll get the drone here and I'll put the drone up and you can see how these are all linked together. But I personally think that's lovely. It really has come out well, considering that it's only 2 years of growth. But there's everything here. There's deer, scat, I can smell a fox, I can hit all these wild birds. Absolutely stunning. Got moles, got some moles here to get rid of. So right, when you come from this centre pond, you then come to a creation that we call, well, it's what I call a wet marshland pond. So there's three styles of ponds here. We went for your typical catch pit pond, which is over there, catch all the silt, rubbish, everything else, settles down before it goes down a ditch. You then come to the ornamental pond, which is here, which has got all the water boatmen in, all the fish, everything else. That's in this one. It's then connected by this shallow ditch here. And this pond here is what I call the natural wetland pond. Deepest part in here, probably 3.5 foot. But I like this one out of all of them. This is the one I like. It's got the dark water. Now the reason for the dark water is all the peat material and that in there. It is, honestly, I really do like this pond a lot, especially with the tree, with the island, with the old root or the old stumps over the back there. Listen to all them birds. I hope you can hear all them birds because they are stunning. But yeah, I really do like this pond. This is my favourite. Everything's so shallow banked and there's no real deep banks to it. There's no deep steps or anything. There's a bit of a channel through the middle, don't get me wrong, but the rest of it is, like I say, between 2 and 3.5 foot deep. If you really wanted to, you could walk across that island. I wouldn't advise it because that round here is a bit of a steep bank. I did go to about 2.5 foot. But I think that is gorgeous, that pond. Proper wetland ponds. And that is what we've got to create over in that woodland over the back there. But I would have said in that woodland there's at least 22 of these to do, if not more. But that is a pond I done 2 years ago, the 3-stage pond. Your wetland, your ornamental and your catch. That's what they are. So that's one lot of ponds that I thought I'd show you. Sorry if I talk too much, just like to explain the reasons behind it. The reason he wanted this is, like I say, he wants to leave a legacy. But like I say, that is stunning. This one is stunning. So I'd like to go back over it again. Wetland pond. For habitat and everything else, bring the wildness back in. That's what that's for. Ornamental, so something looks pretty. So you could stand around here if you really want to do your duck shooting. Perfect place for it. But it also serves the purpose of having crystal clear water like this down here, not like the black wetland style. I mean, this is, it's got to be 2 foot in there, you can see, nearly 3 foot of water. Don't know if you can see all these bugs moving about in there. Don't know if you got to see any of them bugs and that moving around, so there's plenty of naturals and that in there. But yeah, no, so that's the ornamental. Then you have the catch one over the back there. But right, I'll now take you to another pond I done 2 years ago. I've got it in my head, this is the one I want to show you because it's the one that I think really looks pretty. It's not kept like this, don't get me wrong, the grass around the outside on the other pond I'm going to is kept like this, but the rest has all been let to grow up naturally for now. So I'll take you there and we'll see what that's like. See you soon. Right, let's get going. Right, so out of all the ponds I've just gone and looked at, yeah, this is the piece de resistance. I thought I'd show you this one last. There you go. She looks absolutely stunning now. I clay lined her last year, or was it the year before? I think it was 2 years ago I clay lined it. Dad dug it out 3 years ago. And this is just a trap pond really. The water comes down the ditch on the left there, it comes into here, slows down before it goes down into the valley. But we clay lined it and it is holding water absolutely beautifully. This is probably one of my favourite ones. It's about 1 acre in total when you really look at it, but she is absolutely stunning. But right, I think I have got some pictures of doing this one, or some video footage. I'm sure I have somewhere. I'm positive I have. But what I'll do is I'll go round from the other side on the road and you can see from there. You can see from the road, other side of the road as well. It is lovely. Trouble is this takes all the field water and everything else, so it had to be slowed down because it was just bringing so much silt through that wouldn't slow down. Had to make this one look nice because it's in a bit of a triangle wooded area, so, and it's right on the side of the road, so when you look at it, she does look lovely. She really do. It's a nice looking pond. It took some work. I'm not saying it didn't. It did take some work because there's a lot of water in it at one stage. You couldn't stop the water comes in from up there. So it comes in off the field into the pond and then it comes out here. But she does look nice. So that's another one. That is my, like I said, that's probably one of my favourite ponds. There's moving water in there all the time and it looks stunning. Especially in that sun glistening as well. It really does look nice. This one is only a what I call a road surface water pond. and a settling pond. So it takes all the water off the road, believe it or not. It's only something small. It's had a year or two to grow up now, and it's grown up quite nicely. That has got a lot of plants been added into it, a load of trees around the outside and what have you. And it's hard to do this time of year to show you the ponds and reeds and everything else, for the simple fact of it's winter time, so nothing is growing. But I had to clay line this one because I wanted it to hold a bit of water, otherwise it just looked like a hole in the ground. But you've got your reeds in here, you've got your aquatic pond plants, you've got a bit of hedging that's covered up, you've got all sorts in here, you've got trees. But yeah, no, it always floods on this corner, always floods on this corner. So we put a pipe in from the corner where the gully was, because the gully goes across the road, whereas we put the pipe where it always floods. So you've got that gully down there and it always floods here. So we put a bit of pipe in here that brings the water back across and into this pond, which works really, really well. Really well. This one of them, no matter where you look at it, it looks nice. So it's just on the corner, everybody can see it. And the sheepies. Right, don't forget, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, please do. I will go do some more videos of some more lakes and ponds I've done, but when I've got a bit more time. So right, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe.